Hello everyone, I am Tessellating Hexagons, back with another piece of Master Quest. I know this is a weird point to drop in, by all rights I should leave this cutscene completely uncommentated, but no, it's my intro for this episode. In the last episode, we had a wonderful guest in the form of Genetera, my forest sage, and, well, we beat the forest temple. She's left, and in her place we now have the great Deku Tree's sprout. And, well, if you know the story of this game, he's about to drop some major truth bombs on us. So, yes, because Jen and I broke the curse of the forest temple, the Deku Tree sprout can flourish, which now means that the monsters in the forest are going to disappear, and basically everything's going to go back to the way it was, apart from the fact that the Deku Tree is still dead. That is a point. For some reason, I thought that the Deku Tree dungeon stayed open when you come back as an adult, and it really doesn't look like it does from the angle of this cutscene, which is sort of sad, because you can get into the other two child dungeons, well, the other two of the first three child dungeons as an adult. And I was going to have, like, a montage episode at the end of the LP, where I just go back to all of the dungeons and get all the gold skulltulas that I missed in them. But if I can't go back into the Great Deku Tree as an adult, then that kind of throws a minor wrench into that tofu. So, I'll do that as a child and then do the other ones as an adult? I don't know. I am very much winging this LP. But anyway, so huge truthage being slopped upon us. There was some mother who was gravely injured, and then she died, and then she gave her child to the Deku Tree, and that child is actually Link, because Link is Hylian, and not actually a Kokiri, which is why he was able to leave the forest and not die, and why he was able to grow up. And supposedly, according to some headcanons, the reason why the Kokiri don't turn into Stelfos in the forest, and why other people do, is because the Kokiri have little fairies to protect them, and because Link has a fairy, he can survive in the forest and outside of it, and everything is fine. So, that's kind of the abridged version of this cutscene, although that's just a headcanon, no one officially explains it. Also, this is post-commentated because this is actually part of the previous recording session, and any second now the recording is going to cut out, and I'm going to have to start recording this episode proper. Which I am doing straight after recording this intro, but still. So, major truthage on the part of the Great Deku Tree sprout. Also, notice how he speaks all modern and stuff, unlike the Great Deku Tree, who spoke in early modern English, whatever. Okay, I would do my intro right here and now, but I already introed that. It might seem like a completely random cut to jump straight from Kokiri Forest to the Temple of Time, but you know how I mentioned before, where when you start up the game, as Child Link, you always spawn inside your house unless you're inside a dungeon. Well, as Adult Link, when you start up the game and you're not inside a dungeon, you spawn inside the Temple of Time instead. So I suppose that's a quick and easy way to teleport around. We will, at some point, get a song that will allow us to warp to the Temple of Time, because as you saw, there was a pedestal in there, much like the one in the Sacred Forest Meadow, which I haven't actually shown off how that works, but the song that we were taught there by Sheik will allow us to teleport to that warp pad, because it's a warp pad, that's what they are. Very Steven Universe, now that I think about it. And now, there's two things I want to do in this episode, because at 8 o'clock today, my next guest is going to be joining me, and I have to do this side stuff, and access the next dungeon before then. So, by all rights, to save time, I should have just started at my first destination, but I'm literally making up my game plan on the fly here. I suppose, technically, whilst in the song time, in the Temple of Time, I should have gone into the Master Sword room just to show off that that's a thing we can do now, because until you get the hookshot, Sheik won't let you get back to the Master Sword pedestal, and somehow I think Sheik doesn't even let you use the pedestal until you have the Forest Medallion, so there could even be a cutscene in there, I don't know, but we're here now. We're sorting out Lon Lon Ranch. I'm not a huge fan of this side bit, but it's a thing that we're doing, and no one can stop me. So, in the future, Ingo, I don't even know if I don't think I even showed this guy was a thing, but he's the ranch hand, or he was in the past, and now he owns the ranch now because he's an asshole like that. Because, as you saw, Talon, or the Fat Mario guy, was lazy. And now he used Ganondorf's uprising to take control of the ranch for himself and kick Talon out. Malon still works here. Of course, she's grown up because she was a child, and she's essentially kept here in slavery. But she's not the reason why we're here. We're here to ride around on horses, and I don't need to listen to your ass. Now, I believe you need to do this twice, and oh look, it's Epona, she's all grown up, but she's afraid of us. Well, we have a song for that. I think this first round of horse riding doesn't matter, because you come in here, you get on a horse, you ride around, time's up, okay, goodbye. I think the first round doesn't matter, you have to... Okay, Epona, you feel like stopping anytime soon. So, you could... I think this is the only point in the game where you could ride a horse other than Epona, because... Spoiler alert, we're going to get Epona by the end of this little side quest. Now, we're supposed to talk to Ingo whilst on Epona, but I think on your first run through, he won't do the thing that you need him to do in order to do the thing. I don't know if you even have to jump over those gates, I'm describing it so shittily. I don't know the exact specifications at this point in the game. But hey, asshole. just doing a horse wheelie. No, I want to continue riding. Maybe you will. Yeah, he's not going to offer the thing just yet. But it cost us 10 rupees to come in, and by jumping over both of those fences, we've already made our money back, because this is one of those random things where you get money for doing it for some reason. And I don't like the horseback trials of this game, but at least the one that we're going to do first isn't that difficult. And it's not required, but it might as well be required, so hence why I'm doing the thing. And we'll go in for the second round. Nope. Again, pressing B and it's reading it as A. I am very offended, game. So, Epona, do I need to play the song again? Have you forgotten who I am? Are you that sort of arse? You are that sort of arse. Why? Some sort of... I don't even know how I'm trying to express my exasperation here, but I played you the song once. How could you have already forgotten who I am? How could you forget a face like this? Now, I believe this time, if we talk to Ingo, he will actually let us proceed with this quest. Well, I say quest, it's not really... Like I said, it's not even required, why am I still saying words? He'll challenge us to a race, and we have to bet 50 rupees on it. Ho don't do it, but we're doing it. Now, there is an optimal way of doing this. I just don't remember what that is. So, can you not ram me against the wall, thank you, please? Because you have to kind of take the inside corner just so that you... Because, of course, the insidemost ring is the shorter... Like, the closer to the middle you are, the faster you move. And Ingo, can you get the fuck out of the camera, please, so I can actually see what I'm doing? Holy shittle. Nope, 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 nope. Yeah, fuck... Wait, hang on. More than one lap? What is... Oh, no, not more than one lap. I was very worried for a second there. So, I won the bet, you owe me 50 rupees. Yep, he demands a rematch. And if I win, I can keep the horse! Well, I've already spoiled that we get Epona as a result of completing this little mini side thing, so... Clearly he's going to stick true to his word, assuming I can actually beat him. It's not that hard, but it kind of... I don't know, it's been a long time. And, Ingo, could you please get fuck out of way? Move aside, mortal. Yep. Oh, an even better time than last time as well. I win, shut your fuck, give me the horse. And now he recognizes that it's Epona, named after some goddess, Norse or Celtic. I feel like I should know, but I don't remember off the top of my head. But there has been some discussion online about why would he present Epona to Ganondorf anyway? Well, because Ganondorf could kind of do a little bit of the teleporty flyy nonsense. He has no need of a horse, and... I don't know, just look it up on TV Tropes, there's plenty of discussion about it. And so now, we can keep Epona, we just can't leave the ranch. Now, you can see there are these fences around the perimeter of the place. So, there. The walls of the ranch are made up of those rock walls and these slightly lower fences, and of course, Epona's thing is jumping over fences. You can also jump over the main gate as well, and I'd rather do that because it's slightly more cinematically impressive. Just don't approach it at an angle, otherwise, yeah, that happens. That's one problem I have with Epona. And this continues to be true in... What the fuck are you doing? Wow. So, in Majora's Mask as well, it's kind of the same problem. she has to... You can jump over fences, and it's pretty much required, but if you approach said fence at an angle, you're kind of... Will you just make the fucking jump, please? If you approach the gate at an angle, she refuses to jump. Even though the angle that she's approaching at is completely fine. And I want to jump over these gates for cinematic effects. I've said it can be done, and I know it can be done, and the game's acting like it can't be done, but it can, so shut your fuck. Shut your fuck. Shut your fuck. Thank you. Was it worth it? Absolutely not, but we have a horse now. Now, there is some stuff we can do now that we have a... Well, there's some side things we can do with Epona now anyway. One of them is the big side quest for the 4th bottle, which I only ever did once. That was in the 3DS version. There's some stuff we can go back into the ranch and do as well, but I don't want to do that right now because we've had enough horsing around. That wasn't even intentional. There's also a side quest that I think we can do now, but having Epona makes much easier. But again, I'm not going to bother with that because there's another thing I want to do in this episode, as well as make progress towards the next dungeon as well. I don't know, because also she can't climb stairs, that's another problem. So there's... I kind of feel like it should take 2 episodes for me to get to the next dungeon, because I've just done that. Like, there are more horse minigames that can be done, and I feel like I can't get to the start of the next dungeon in this episode, but I don't want the dungeon to start partway through an episode, because that would kind of be awkward recording-wise. So, I think first of all, I shall deliver, because I checked before I started recording, I have 31 Skulltulas now, I think. At least 30. Did I already get the upgrades for getting over 30? Because my notes say that I haven't, but I haven't edited the footage, so I don't remember. Did I already get the, Okay, so he's giving me a reward, what is it? There we go, the Giant's Wallet, at last. Not that we've been worrying too much about maxing out at 200 rupees, but we can carry 500 now. And I believe I already got the prize from this asshole. Yeah, okay. So we've got all the upgrades so far well, not really upgrades, are they? We've got all the stuff from the Skulltula house that we can at this point. Not much else I can say on the matter, but by the way, speaking of Skulltulas, there was one on this building here. And now this building has been built. Like, there was a gold Skulltula on this building before it was built, and now that it has been built, it's another shooting gallery! Yay! And now that we have a bow, which we got in the previous temple, I won't say in the last episode because I don't think it was, it's essentially exactly the same game as the slingshot one, but the rupees appear in a random order. So, nothing's changed except you can't really predict the order they're going to come at you, at least I think. Well, they're coming at them in the same order as before, now. This isn't how I remember it at all. No. No, I fucked it up. No, Link, why? Well, I got almost all of them, which means I get to retry again for free. I swear this is just like a repeat of what happened in Castletown with the slingshot minigame. Well, whatever. Concentration time. See, now they're in a random order. Fuck! I cry all of my sads. Oh sure, now I can do that one. No! Why am I fucking up the easy ones, GameCube controller? Why do you betray me so? Why? Yes! Such is the power of concentration mode, except I still managed to fuck up like twice or 3 times when I wasn't focusing. But now we have a big quiver. Ladies. I don't know if that has the bronze, silver, gold motif, just like the bomb bag as well, or not. I don't know. But that's that done with. And I think with the intro, that brings up to 15 minutes, so I should go and do something else. I really should. But, I mean, I don't think it takes that long to get started with the next area, so... why am I so deliciously inconsistent with the shit that I do? I should just go back to the Temple of Time and do some sort of cutscene there, but no, I'm gonna get on with the story because, Sheik told us, one stage is in a deep forest, dealt with that. One stage is on a high mountain. Well, guess where we are right now? The only mountain in the game. and everything's decidedly more meatball. So, not really much I can say, we're just casually climbing Death Mountain, which has become much deathier compared to before, and it's very difficult to see because it's... my curtains are open. It's bright outside. It's dark here. Also, there are no Gorons, so at least that means we can't get run over this time. Now, let's create a little time paradox, shall we? Finally open this chest. Which, bear in mind that chest was closed in the past, so by all rights we should be able to go back in time and open that chest and get 50 rupees again. But I can guarantee you, we'll come back, at some point we'll go back to the past because that's a thing that we can do. And open that chest, that chest will already be open, we can't get anything from it. Now, Goron City. It's very empty apart from one. And it looks like the guy from before that gave us the bomb bag, except he's, the bomb bag upgrade anyway, and he's been on a diet. Wow, you idiot, you ran straight into that. How could this happen to me? I made my mistakes. And you shut your fuck. I am both of those things. I am both Tess and Hero of the Gorons, and you're so small! Chubby baby Goron! Yes, it is. I don't know why I'm acting like this is some sort of surprise, but this is the child of Darunia, which is funny because I don't recall seeing any Goron females at all in any of the games in which they've appeared. But then again, I don't know, you can't really tell. Maybe they were all female and Darunia was the only male. I don't know. But... so, yeah, we made such an impression getting the Goron's Ruby that Darunia named his child after me. Yay. So here we go, introduction of the Fire Temple. And also the story of this area, because while travelling to the Forest Temple was a bit more of a personal quest to recover Saria, here we're kind of back into the routine of, okay, this area has a local problem and we're going to deal with it. And in order to calm him down, we need to get the fullest extent of a backstory. It's kind of like another Code R, actually. How there's green text and we must follow up every single green-coloured lead in order to progress the story, and I just punched myself in the knee. So, there's a dragon, commonly deliberately misnamed as Volvagina, which is funny because that's German for full vagina. And ask about the Gorons. So there we go. No one's around because they were all taken to the Fire Temple. And that includes Darunia, apparently. Although his father was out, so he managed to avoid capture. But they're going to be fed to Volvagia in order to warn the other races. All two of them, the Hylian humans, and, well, I suppose the Gerudo count as their own race as well, and the Zora, but as we'll find out later, they're not really in a position to oppose Ganondorf either. So, as thanks for talking to his ass, we get a heat-resistant tunic. We get the Goron tunic. Looks exactly like our current one, but it's red, so therefore it'll allow us to resist heat. Yes, because sometimes heat. And that reopens the shop that I've never shown off, and Darunia's chamber. So I suppose I should show that off as well while I'm here. Yay, painful thud. Now this I was going to talk about before, when I was here as a child. Well, in Childlink form. You can't buy bombs before doing Dodongo's Cavern because they don't have the means of getting them because Dodongo's Cavern is infested. You can buy recovery hearts. I think those two are both identical and cost the same amount. You can buy a red potion, and you can buy a red Goron tunic, but it costs 200 rupees, so you could theoretically grind up and buy it before even, you'd still have to talk to Tess Jr. in order to have the doors open, but you could get the Goron tunic far in advance. And it's considered by fans to be the more fashionable of the tunics, or so I've heard. But meh, I like them all equally. Implying there's a third one. There is a third one, and oh look, we can grab this Goron statue's penis and pull it. Yay. So, where does this passage lead? Could it possibly be, oh my gosh, it's the inside of the volcano? Now, you'd recognize this area if I'd just come in here when I got the first Great Fairy upgrade, but I didn't, because I'm an arse like that. Now, there's a thing over here, which we can do at some point. I don't think we can do it now. I believe, it's hard to tell because of lighting. I think those are bronze boulders, which we can't do anything with just yet. But there's something fun behind there, I guarantee it. And I believe I'm going to have to re-equip the hookshot. Because As I mentioned some time ago, I don't remember when, because I've been binge editing episodes like a maniac, so I don't exactly remember what I said and when. But, if you weren't wearing the Goron tunic in here, you don't die immediately. A timer starts, and it counts down, and it varies with how much health you have at the moment. So not your maximum health, but like, if you had 10 hearts but took half a heart of damage, then it would count for like 9.5 hearts worth of time. And also it's Sheik, by the way. Sheik has appeared again. You may have noticed in the Welcome to Death Mountain Crater cutscene swooping camera angle thing, there's another pedestal in here, which means we're going to learn another warp song. The Bolero of Fire, or the Bolero, if I've heard it pronounced before, but it's pretty. It's a bit simplistic, but I think this is the only warp song that's 8 notes long as well, so the only one that Bunuru will reject of the latter half of the songs. Now, of the warp songs, I think the Bolero of Fire is my second favourite, and we're not going to hear my first favourite for quite some time. Well, I think I've actually made pretty good time with this episode, because, well, I thought it would take me 2 episodes to get all the stuff done that I wanted to get done, but nope, here we are, we're right outside the Fire Temple, so... Next time in The Legend of Zelda Master Quest, I keep wanting to call it Majora's Mask, and yes, there is the pedestal there, as promised. In the next episode, I will have a guest joining me yet again, well, yet again, it's the second time of 5. We'll be heading into the Fire Temple through this most glorious of entrances, which I suppose is kind of foreshadowing for the type of humour you can expect from my next guest, but I'm not going to spoil who it is. I have been and will continue to be tessellating hexagons with this rather cat-handed outro, and next time, Fire Temple shenanigans. See you then.